Hello, Scorpios. This is Karen, the Forest Empress, and I am here with your June reading for the first 2 weeks of June 2017. I've already pulled your spread, and I've also I have my Power Animal Oracle cards here, and we will pull one at the end to tie everything together. So let's jump right into your reading. The card at the bottom of the deck, after I did your spread, is actually the underlying energy, and you got the same exact card at the bottom of the deck for Libra, even though I just did Libra and I shuffled for a very long time in between, but somehow you guys got the same underlying energy. This means that you're worrying about something. You're either learning to cope with something, or you're feeling very anxious or feeling very worried about something in particular, whether it be job, relationship, whatever it is. Just remember that you not to obsess over what once was, because we do have some pretty good cards here coming up that you don't want to get stuck in that worrying pattern. And so let's see what's coming up for these first 2 weeks of June here. The first card we have represents the past and the influence that the past is having as we're moving from May into June. We have the Four of Cups in reverse. This could be a time where you might need to re-examine your goals and wishes. A period of emotional introspection is very crucial right now, because this card's basically saying that in order for you to move forward into your future, you need this time of introspection where you're looking inwardly at yourself for whatever this situation is that, likely that whatever it is that's causing this anxiety for you. Try not to fixate on what cannot be helped, and instead fixate on what can be helped. That's the advice here. And then, because this is a Cups card, it does come with a little bit of relationship advice, I'm afraid. This does question, are you on the same page in your relationship? And this could be in a personal relationship or in a business sense. Because being on the same page is just so crucial. And so maybe you've realized that you haven't been. And so maybe you need to kind of look within yourself and say, is this something that I am willing to deal with? Can we work through this? Or is it something that I might have to wash my hands of? And so that would come along with kind of re-examining everything and that emotional introspection. But that's just going from May into June. So as we during these 2 weeks, the second card we have coming up is represents the obstacle in your path, and we actually have the Star card in reverse. You could be feeling a little uninspired during this time. Maybe whatever this is that you're worried about, or whatever you're going through and re-examining everything in your life, that can be so much to deal with. So maybe you have forgotten about a creative venture that you had, or everybody has something that they're very passionate about. Even if they might say that they don't, everybody has something. And you might need to rediscover this passion, because if you're feeling a little, I can't think of what word I'm if you're feeling uninspired, or you just feel maybe alienated by the world or what's going on in your life right now, maybe you should be turning to that creative outlet, because it could be really helping you. The Star card in reverse also, in the obstacle position, it's saying to give up on what isn't working. So this goes along with re-examining your goals and looking inwardly about what is doable for you and what isn't. What is, I'm blanking on all these terms and words today, but what are you willing to put up with is the question here. Someone could have let you down in some way, and it wasn't so much like what they did, but it was more how it made you feel about yourself. When other people let us down in some way or another, it can cause you to question yourself in some way. And so that's what could have happened. And this could be the obstacle. This could be causing this mental blockage that you need to work through in order to move forward. And then if that doesn't seem to make sense, the Star card in reverse can also refer to you're having maybe a hard time making a choice about something, or just making choices in general. So, but let's keep going. So, the third card we have coming up is actually influence that's working in your favor, and we have the Devil card in reverse. Now, in reverse, it's better than it is upright. Well, I mean, the Devil card isn't really bad in my opinion, but it is kind of scary to look at, so some people do get freaked out about it, but it's really not a bad card. When it's in the reverse position, there could be some deceit somewhere, and it could have to do with that person letting you down and making you beat yourself up about it. And you know, Scorpios go so deep, and I say this every time, but it's true. Like they would never let you know how deeply they truly go, but it's very it's just very amazing how. And so when somebody lets you down and hurts you, it has a big effect on you personally. And so in this case, this could be what this is talking about, but in other forms of this card, this could actually be representing like the beginning of freedom, or kind of the light at the end of the tunnel. And that's why it would show up in the influences working in your favor. So there is hope here, because when it's in the reverse position, it's not so much about like bondage and being held captive and things like that. It's kind of getting out of that. So this also could be overcoming bad habits, overcoming addictions. Maybe when you're looking inwardly, you're like, hey, maybe there are some things that are actually bad habits in my life that I don't need anymore. I want to get rid of them. And that would be great. And it could end up opening new doors for you, or just overall benefiting you in some way. This card is also a reminder to act subtly wherever possible in this situation. And then an interesting way of describing this card that I always found interesting was that this card also kind of tells us to keep your friends close, but your enemies even closer. So something to think about as an influence working in your favor. Now, in the near future, you actually got the same exact card as Libra for this new near future position. You got the Nine of Pentacles, and it's an excellent card to have in your near future, because it's saying that pretty much prosperity is creeping up on you right now, but not in a super creepy way, just in the most, I guess, fun way possible that prosperity can creep out at you. It's financial abundance. It's about prosperity, comfort. It's about the fact that you have worked extremely hard on something for quite some time now, because this is a 9. You've put in the hard work. It's time where you can start to relax, because you're starting to see the fruits of your labor. You can enjoy the independence that you've earned. And then if this card isn't about money, but you know, it probably is. It looks like there's some money coming to you, at least the start of it. This also could be a reminder to spend some time outdoors too, because the woman on the Nine of Pentacles is very in tune with nature, and she loves spending time in nature. And, you know, it's like with a garden. If you spend time in your garden, you take really good care of it, you nurture it, you even go out there and talk to the plants and things like that. And you can see that those types of gardens really, really flourish from all that TLC. And so that could be what this card is saying too. And, you know, as you're taking this time to have this emotional introspection and re-examine your goals, and, you know, as you kind of just get rid of all this anxiety that's bothering you towards the end of May, you know, spending time outdoors can really help that, or it can help that process along. So if you're having a hard time clearing your mind, just go walk around outside for a little while. It can be hard to get into meditating, to just lying somewhere. And, you know, some people have to find ways to get into it slowly, and that could be a way for you to do that if you need to. So now for the eventual outcome, we actually have the 10 of Wands card in reverse. So, you know, it's nice to get a 10 as a completion towards the eventual outcome. There is a little bit more work to be done here then. So as you are starting to see the fruits of your labor, there might still be a little bit more, but it could end up benefiting you even more to just do that little bit extra. This card, when it's in the reversed position, again, you know, one of the messages here is to define your goals, and we already had re-examine your goals. So this is a reminder that you know, in order to move forward, you need to be doing that. You need to be looking inwardly during this time as much as possible. I know it can be hard because we're all busy. This card can also say that you also need to give yourself a break, because it does seem like you have been beating yourself up about something, and it's really not justified. You don't need to beat yourself up so much, and you're maybe expecting too much out of yourself, and you just need to kind of give yourself a break, let yourself breathe for a little bit. And then there could also be like a past pattern that could be playing out. And so, you know, whenever you notice patterns in your life, good or bad, there's kind of this sense of like just overall knowing or understanding. And so once we recognize those patterns, if they need to be fixed, we can fix them just by acknowledging them and working with them. And you can break those patterns that way. But the real question here with this card in the eventual outcome spot is, what do you want? You need to ask yourself that. You might be getting caught up in what everybody else around you wants or what everybody else claims they need. What do you want? What do you need? Because that's what's really important here as we go into June. And June is really just going to be a great month for everybody, it looks like. So, and you deserve to enjoy that. So, you give yourself a break. Don't be so hard on yourself, because Scorpios are really beautiful, deep people. I'm a Pisces. I love Scorpios. I've never met a Scorpio I don't like. They are just amazing people. And so you guys need to know that. So let's pull a Power Animal Oracle card and tie everything together. You got the same card as Libra. Serenity, the dove. Slow down and take a break. That's the message here, and I think it really ties into the rest of your reading. There needs to be some inner peace for you right now. It's really important for you to get that inner peace so you can enjoy all the beautiful things that are coming to you, and they're coming. Thank you so much for watching, liking, sharing, subscribing. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I hope you have a wonderful last 2 weeks or first 2 weeks of June. I'll see you in the last 2 weeks of June. I'm all frazzled from your reading, I guess, here. Thank you so much, Scorpios, for watching. I really appreciated it. Take care. Bye.